Louis, on Saturday there you scored your 48th, 49th and 50th goals for the Rovers in your 150th game. So we thought it would be a good chance to sit down and chat with you about your career so far, some of the goals you've scored. Hope that's okay, and we'll get straight into it. You made your debut, you made your start against Dundee in the league. What do you remember of your first start for the Rovers?
Nervous. I was really nervous. It was Grant Murray and Laurie Ellis that were here when I got my first start. I think it was August time. I think it was the second or third league game of the season. And I think it finished 0-0. I managed to get man of the match on my first start actually. So all round it was a decent day. I think that's the league. That time that year Dundee won the league. So all in all, it was a good result.
Yeah. And of course that would be when Davo was playing for Dundee, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, he was.
I think he was. I didn't think he played that game. He must have been injured or something. Non-Davo, but Davo was at Dundee at the time, I think. Yeah.
Right, okay. And then after that, not long after that, you got your first goal. It was a 6-0 win over Queen's Park. So your first of 50 goals. As I said, what do you remember about your first goal? The move, who crossed it in, and how did it feel to get your first score?
I remember coming on. It was quite an open game, and I felt that. I think that was the fifth goal maybe, or the sixth goal. So I knew there was already goals in the game, so I knew that I could go in and create a chance or two. And I managed also to get my goal. I think it was Joe Carr that came in off the left-hand side and played me through, and I managed to skip by a defender and put in the roof of the net. So I was also delighted to get my first goal at such a young age.
And it was, I thought it was fitting that you scored your first goal in front of the South Stand, as it was called back then. Mm-hmm. And on Saturday you hit your 50th goal in front of the same stand, the Penman stand. Great response from the crowd on both occasions, wasn't it?
Aye, and also on Saturday it was a special occasion. There was over 6,000 fans, so it was also delighted to score my 50th goal in that end where, as you say, I scored my first, so quite ironic.
Yeah. You've been at the Rovers from a very young age, and you've trained with and played with a lot of players. When you were coming up through the ranks and when you made it into the first team, who were the players that you looked up to for inspiration in terms of scoring technique or just the way they carried themselves?
When I was younger, coming through as an apprentice, I'd probably say Brian Graham, Joe Hamill, who played in midfield. Joe Hamill's technical ability, that's where showed me a lot of stuff. Joe Hamill and obviously Brian Graham's finishing was outstanding, and that's why we wanted to play at such a high level. So I'd probably say they two were the main players that I did look up to when I was a young boy at Rafe.
And certainly Brian, he's scored a fair number of goals wherever he's gone. A good example to follow, yeah.
Exactly. Obviously, I learnt a lot of him, being an experienced striker here at Rafe, and it shows that he's achieved a lot in the game, went to play at a real high level.
Yeah. Your teammates just now and previously, who's the best player that you've played with?
Good question.
You don't want to give them too much.
I hope it doesn't listen to this. I'd probably say Joe Hamill, just for his sheer. People will probably think maybe disagree with me, but his sheer ability and technical ability was absolutely outstanding. His first touch, his one-touch passing, his accuracy with his passing, his shooting was just different class. And I realised the level that he had played at before when he came back to Rafe, that I could realise how good he was and how hard you need to work to play at such a high level.
And in terms of opponents, obviously as a goal scorer and a creative player, you've come up against some tough opponents. Who's the hardest or the most difficult player to play against?
I remember coming on when I think I was 15, 16 in a bounce game at Murray Park, and Lee McCulloch was playing centre midfield, and I came on for the last 10 minutes. I remember I got the ball and he just came through and absolutely smashed me. And I was thinking, wow, these boys are so strong, fast.
It's not like him, is it?
Exactly. So I'd probably say he's probably the hardest that I've played against. It was a real wake-up call when it was probably my first ever playing with the first team, in a bounce game. It didn't mean anything, but it was that point that he tackled me and I realised, wow, I've got a lot of work to do here.
Yeah. And in terms of technical ability, who have you been up against who's impressed you with their use of the ball and and all the rest of the positional awareness that they need?
I'd probably say when Hibs won the championship, when I played against say Scott Allen and John McGinn, they were obviously great players. Scott Allen obviously a magnificent player, that's why he's playing at such a high level, so I'd probably say him.
Yeah, some good company there, some good players. Final question. Obviously, 50 goals scored for the Rovers, and your first ever hat trick last Saturday. What are your most memorable games and goals? Because there's a few to pick from, isn't there?
I obviously myself being a Hibs fan, I think we beat Hibs 2-1 at Starks Park and I scored the winner. I'd probably say that's one of the goals and the game that sticks in my head. And all being, I was until Saturday and also scored my first hat trick at Starks Park against Dunfermline in the 5 Derby is probably the game that the best so far. And also the goal against Hibs that I scored the winner. So I'd probably say that was the best game and the best goal I've probably scored. The one against Hibs also wasn't a great goal, but the meaning of it was a lot more than scoring a good goal.
And off the back of that, a very, very final question. When you go into a season, do you ever set yourself goal targets? I think I know what the answer is going to be there, but do you set yourself targets?
I do. Also, it's been a bit indifferent season for me. Obviously, been injured at the start, so obviously, you want to try and get as much as you can. So I have set my targets, so I'll see if I reach it.
But you're not going to share it with us, are you?
No, yeah, I've still got a long way to go anyway.
Right, well, good luck when you hit that target, when it comes, I'm sure you will, and good luck for the rest of the season, Lloyd.
Cheers, thank you.
Cheers.
Cheers.